Trump is also threatening to shut down the government. But Florida Senator Marco Rubio doesn't expect that will happen anytime soon. He sat down with our political editor, Craig Patrick, today. They covered a lot of ground.
Well, Senator Rubio, thank you so much for joining us here in studio.
Thank you.
Do you really think President Trump would shut down the government if he does not get the money he wants for that border wall?
Well, I think he campaigned on the border wall. I mean, he said it over and over again. I was there a lot of times that he was going to build a wall. It's a campaign promise that I believe he intends to keep, and that, quite frankly, it's a goal that I generally support. But that said, I don't think we're going to have a government shutdown. But the president comes from the world of business, where you strike a position kind of far from where you think you're going to wind up in order to line yourself to negotiate. And sometimes that works well in business, and sometimes that works well in politics, sometimes it doesn't. Our goal is not to shut down the government. I'm not in favor of that, and we'll work very hard to keep that from happening.
North Korea has threatened us repeatedly with nuclear attacks. The president has warned of retaliation, fire, and fury. You said in the campaign the president can't be trusted with nuclear codes. Do you still have that concern in light of the threats that are flying back and forth?
I'm not concerned about any sort of U.S. miscalculation. He's got really good people around him, too, by the way. I don't know about the president of North Korea. I mean, he's a lunatic, but I think he's not so crazy that he doesn't realize that any armed conflict with the United States would be one that he would lose and could potentially be the last day of his life and most certainly the last day of his regime.
Is there a strategy for Afghanistan that goes along with this increase in troop levels?
I believe it is. I think the president has said that he's not going to outline, he's not going to tell the enemy how many people he's going to send, or he's not going to telegraph what the methods are. I can tell you that General Mattis at the Department of Defense has a plan, but he's not going to put it in a press release. And I see some wisdom in that. It's unorthodox and it's different, but there's some wisdom. The goals are important. The goal of the previous administration was to withdraw from Afghanistan by a date certain and to hit certain troop targets. The goal of the Trump administration is to defeat ISIS and Al-Qaeda and the Taliban and any other elements in that region that pose a threat to our national security. How they're going to do that, they're not going to telegraph it, but I know for a fact that there is a plan to achieve it.
All right, back to